Windows of opportunity. In my system, I usually only teach people 4 if you're a pet trainer, and then if you have a bit more of goal in mind, like assistance dog, therapy dog, sport dog, whatever, we usually have a bit more, but you can have as much as you want. Now, I don't know if you've ever watched Wonder Woman. She made this comment to Steve where she asked what something was, and he said, "Oh, it's a watch." And her comment was, "You let that little thing tell you what to do, when to do it." And essentially, yes, that's correct. Now, dogs can anticipate what's happening, but they can only do that after they've got a track record and history. So I like to make it a little bit easier in the beginning. As I get to know my dog, I really want to be able to see what kind of arousal level they're in and what they feel like, and I will usually put a word on that. So we have 4 windows, 2 for engagement with me and 2 for not engaging with me. So the engagement ones are play, which I use the word ready to let my dog know that a game is on. There's now an opportunity to engage for you to be a dog with appropriate surrogate activities that I'm going to give you to address your drive. You are going to feel fulfilled, and well, it's just plain fun. It's also great to decompress from life for both ends of the leash. We also have a specific word which I use, "you hungry," which is usually for food. I use this because most people will feed their dog very often. So why not just use that to train and teach your dog things? Later on, you can actually replace the food with toys once you're in your training and your proofing phase if you need to. From there, we'll have 2 liberty windows, which is I'm not engaging with you anymore. One is where I want the dog to go and be a dog. I usually end this with finish, meaning go be a dog within reason, as Boyd Hooper used to remind me. There are still rules, but I'm done with you and you're more than welcome to go and decide what you would like to do. The other one's a calm window, a calm liberty window. This one's where I usually use easy. Usually this is where I want the dog to be in a lower state of arousal so they don't do silly things. So you've got to get to know your dog. Especially if you've got a puppy, it makes it a bit easier. So when they are starting to become active, that is when I will say, "Are you ready?" and we play. When it's meal times, I'll usually say, "You're hungry," and then I'll go and get the food. I don't want my dogs to be conditioned by the packet, for example. Once we are finished and I let my dog be a dog, I'll put them in the long-term confinement area and just be like, "Finish," so they can kind of do what they want. If I want them to be calm, if they turn out to be very sleepy, if they want to take a nap, if they're calm and hanging out, if I'm posting them or tethering them, I'll usually tell them easy, just to let them know I need them to chill. Very important, just to remind you, with obedience is a relationship. So trust and respect is a relationship, and it takes time to build. And a relationship is only going to be as good as your communication. So take your time. Next, we're going to be talking about markers. on that to capture it.